Hey, good evening, folks, and welcome to the 6 o'clock news on sbynews.com. Oh, give me a break here. This is my Electra Glide Classic. It's a Harley that I own that is a cruising bike that I absolutely love. But if anyone's interested, it's got very, very low miles on it, and it's a bike if you like the bigger bikes and touring bikes, this thing is to die for. But for me, I do too much local riding versus the long touring riding, and I'm gonna sell it. So if you're interested, send me an email, alberobuzzo@wmconnect.com. We'll put that down in the post there so you guys can contact me. If you're interested in a bike, a beautiful bike for a very good price, give me a ring and I'm sure you'll be happy. It's got the stereo, CD, you know, you name it. This thing's loaded, guys, everything with it, and like I said, very low miles. Folks, let's get right to a few topics. I want to touch on Julie Brewington for just a minute. There was some discussion. This is Buddy, by the way. Hello, Buddy. There was some discussion this morning where I received a lot of phone calls and people that were trying to share with me information that Julie had sent on her Facebook. And let me just clear the air here, because someone made a comment that I was putting her down, something along that line. That was, you know, that wasn't done, number one. It was certainly never an intention to do so. The bottom line is I wanted to clarify without having to answer my phone all day. People that were worried about senators that had passed a bill for immigration law so that they could get Social Security. It was inaccurate. It was 4 years ago, and I put that out there because I just didn't want any more phone calls. And I'm sure Julie feels bad about the mistake. But it is what it is, okay? So hopefully that clears that up. Let's talk about the $50 to $60 million additional money that's going to be spent by the taxpayers in Salisbury for the wastewater treatment plant. Again, absolutely ridiculous. Wilbur should be terminated. You know, perhaps I didn't describe or explain this well enough in my post, but it's important for you to understand that they signed a clause in their contract that the contractor is only liable for $1 million. Even though it's going to cost the taxpayers another $60 million to fix the problem, I've never in my lifetime heard of anybody, especially a lawyer, who would be so stupid to do something like that and put the taxpayers at risk for such a large volume. Come on, that was just stupid. The man should be terminated. Jim Ireton, you don't fire him, you're just as stupid. I have never, ever seen such stupidity in my entire life. That was out of line and that was wrong. Hopefully somebody gets terminated over this. Maybe Barry Tillman should be looked at for the fact that she was the one who worked out all these deals with everybody. Okay, but she was the mayor at the time. She cost you taxpayers $60 million. On time and on budget is what they used to say all the time. How's it working for you now, Barry Tillman? Thousands of your friends are now watching this video, and they got something to say about it, believe me. I hope you guys do get on here and say something. Code and compliance. I want to talk very quickly about SAPOA and their quest to bring down code and compliance. I'm getting bogus emails, I'm getting bogus phone calls with bogus telephone numbers from people making claims that code and compliance is doing this, code and compliance is doing that. When we go to verify and check into it, we come to find out the numbers aren't legit, the names aren't legit. The games need to end. Code and compliance is doing their job. SAPOA needs to do yours. Don't use Salisbury News, don't attempt to use Salisbury News to be your mouthpiece, SAPOA. The game is over, and I'm on to your game. Folks, Station 2, we got issues over there with the building falling apart. Something needs to be done about it. Hopefully, Hoppus and Gordy will get off their butts and do something and at least improve this building enough so that it's usable and livable. Okay, you've got people in there, volunteers that are doing all kinds of things for the city of Salisbury. Hopefully, that post with the pictures we put up today makes a difference. In closing, folks, let's talk about the county council and the breaking news about the county council reducing Rick Pollitt's executive budget by $60,000. Now this is important, folks, because really the discussion was based around the removal of the PIO, Jim Finneran's position. There's been so much talk about that in the last several months. You know, while Jim Finneran is a good friend of mine, and I just love the guy to death, he's good people, Salisbury News is obligated to put all of the news and information out there, okay? The topics that everybody's talking about, that's one of them. You know, as much as I'd love to turn around and defend Jim Finneran, as much as I'd love to talk about how great a guy he is, it doesn't mean that the taxpayers are happy with that position. Rick Pollard already has 2 secretaries, and people feel as if he's got plenty of staff there. And now the county council feels there's plenty of staff. They want to reduce that position. We'd like to know what you think, folks. Hey, I appreciate you being here. Another gorgeous, beautiful day today. We thank you for being here. We appreciate your support as always, and we look forward to seeing you Wednesday. Have a great evening, folks. Take care now. Bye-bye.